Hey guys, Colby Cheese here for a first impressions for Skarner, and I don't really like this champion, to be perfectly honest with you. He seems like he would be viable, and it looks like he would be fun to play just based on his abilities. However, there are quite a few issues to kind of discuss that make him not really where he needs to be. So let's just talk about it. First of all, he doesn't exactly have a place right now. If you try and put him in the jungle, he cannot exactly do the jungle. If you get a really good pull onto your blue buff, and then you head down through the jungle like just a normal jungle route, you won't be able to actually finish off the red. It's just not going to happen. All right, so he can't really jungle. I mean, you can go through another route. Overall, though, he's just he's not going to be useful in the jungle. He's not going to be able to kill things that well. He cannot really. I mean, you can't exactly go gank. He doesn't have any way to really catch somebody or do anything useful from a jungling standpoint. He doesn't have a lot of damage to burst someone down, so he's not going to work out as a jungle ganker, and he sucks at just farming the jungle, so it doesn't really work out that well. Now, let's say you put him top lane. Okay, top lane, it depends. It's not really that good. In fact, he's beat by most top laners. The reason for this is that his mana costs are horrendous. So if you try and, let's say, use your heal to sustain yourself after taking a little bit of harass, you're going to be out of mana extremely quickly. The other issue is that his Q really does no damage. It's hard as hell to just run up and do damage to creeps. Your Q does less damage than your auto attack, and the scaling on it is horrible. It's like they put the scaling on him to be built as like an AP champion, except he has low AP ratios, and then the first tick of his Q actually scales off of AD. So what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to build him AD, AP, hybrid? I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense, to be honest. Another thing is that the Q AoE is extremely small. You have to literally be making out with the person you want to hit with your AoE for it to actually connect with him. So it's not that great, and it's really hard to get that slow off. You know, granted, the slow is nice. It slows a decent amount, but again, it's not really going to help you out in the laning phase. You're going to get beat by pretty much every laner that wants to beat you in the laning phase, especially if you get ganked at all. On the other hand, if you have good ganks to help you, then you'll probably be okay. If you can kind of get like 3-4 levels ahead of your opponent, then you'll be alright. So I guess that works out. But overall, let's take a look. His E doesn't do a lot of damage. It can heal for an okay amount. It's just that it costs a lot of mana. Let's see, his shield. Alright, his shield is another problem. Alright, if you attack him with an auto attack, then his shield's already gone. It doesn't really block anything. It's only useful if you're chasing somebody or trying to catch up while you're not being attacked by anything. So you can use it, but it's really not going to be useful in a fighting situation where you're actually taking damage. So you basically are out a spell and you're left with two others. That's your Q and your E. You're not going to be doing a lot of damage because your Q is so minimal in damage. Yeah, over a long period of time, it's kind of sustained because it's faster and you're going to be attacking people. But the thing is that the only thing you're left with after that is his ultimate. Now, his ultimate's probably his only good ability that's right now anyways, and that's because, you know, well, while it's a short range, it's going to be harder to actually catch people. He doesn't have that gap closer. You're going to either have to flash in to grab somebody with the ultimate and pull them back, or you're going to have to rely on someone being out of position. So the ultimate's, it's nice. You can grab some people and get them into bad situations, but overall, he's not going to be adding a lot to the team as compared to someone else. Like if you were to, I would rather put like a Cho'Gath, you know, in a lane or something, because he's so much more useful. He can knock people up, silence them, and feast them for a lot of damage, whereas Skarner, he can basically pull you away for like, you know, a second and a half and then do no damage to you, and he's not tanky, so you can't run in the middle of a fight and tank damage. I mean, once you get a lot of items, you'll be a little bit harder to kill, but he's not necessarily tanky as a base amount. You know, like his heal doesn't heal that much, and his shield only blocks like one attack, so not really going to work out there. Also, he doesn't do a lot of damage, so he's supposed to be tanky DPS, but he's not tanky, and he doesn't do a lot of damage. I don't know. Over amount of time, like, he can beat some champions if you have the right items and stuff, but that's on a one-on-one situation. Overall, in a team fight, he's just feeling really weak. I think that he could be strong if they tweaked a few things. He's going to need a little bit better mana usage in the lane if they want him to be able to lane. In the jungle, he's going to, I don't know, maybe do more damage on his Q, or again, the mana. I don't know what it is. To be honest, He just can't jungle. He has a terrible time in the lane, no damage. Overall, would not waste your hard-earned IP or RP on this champion right now, at least. I mean, maybe in a patch or two they'll decide to tweak him. I don't know though. It just doesn't really look like he's going to be that much fun to play. Honestly, it's kind of like dreadful to play him, and I didn't even have fun getting the footage. Most champions, even if they're not that viable, I still have fun playing them. Skarner, I mean, it was fun every like minute and a half when I can use my ultimate. Other than that, I was like, this champion is terrible. But anyways, that's my impressions on Skarner for you guys that were looking for that. And if anything comes up and they make some changes to him, maybe I'll check him out again later. But for now, that's pretty much my final verdict. See you guys around for the next one. Let's go with Cheese.